For us too.
I wasn't talking about tonight. I appreciate the opportunity to stand before you and give you an update of what's taken place. It has been a couple of years since we were here. At that time, I stood before you and said we wouldn't ask for more funds than what was required to be able to get the project done, as we hope this isn't our only development here. What has transpired in the last couple of years is significant. One is we closed on the building. We own the building. That took place last April 2015, and to date we've spent about, in pre-development and acquisition costs, just under $500,000, about $481,000. During that time, we've seen the construction budget go up about $1.4 million. So when we spoke with you before, we were looking at a project that was about $8.4 million. It's now about $10.3. Also during this time, things you can't make up is literally the day before we were to meet with the HUD officials in Kansas City over the risk shared loan was the time of the storm. And we do appreciate the community reaching out to us, especially your fire marshal who assisted us. And fortunately, the damage wasn't as severe as what we once thought. You don't like getting a Facebook message that says that the terracotta is falling off the front of the building like icing on a wedding cake. So we instantly drove up. But also what that did do is, in each adverse situation, we try to look for that silver lining. We saw that there were some additional structural components that we perhaps may have missed or would have found further into the construction process. So that's where we are there. During this time, also, the state of Iowa chose to revamp its historic tax credit program. That's a nice way of saying it took about a year extra period just to go through that program. As you are aware, when the awards came out earlier in the year, we were not one of them. We challenged that, and I appreciate Jessica as well as Senator Hart participating, and we drove up to Des Moines and we challenged their decision. Bit of a bold move, but we were pretty bold in our request, and I'm happy to report to you that we did receive our allocation. We have signed the agreement, and that contributed between the state and federal resources about $4 million in state and federal historic tax credits. So when you saw that announcement come out and there were 9 projects awarded, we respectfully requested that we were the 10th, and that did take place. It was, we received the nod when we met with them in early June. We signed the actual agreement the end of December, or excuse me, the end of July. It feels like December, right? So based on that, here's where we stand today. The budget's about $2 million. Part of that we're covering through additional debt. When we originally presented this to you, we were borrowing about $3 million. Now we're borrowing about 3.8. Unfortunately, just because the construction cost goes up doesn't mean that the value necessarily goes up. What is constant is our unit mix, a market rate project. When we looked at alternatives, there are other alternatives in accessing other tax credits, but we felt that that compromised the integrity of what our intention was, and that was to provide a 100% market rate development project here in Clinton. Consistent with what we've seen in other communities, it does become a catalyst for additional investment. So through the updates, what we've respectfully requested was a $500,000 increase that covers about 25% of the overall increase in the budget. The rents remain the same. Again, we want to be able to provide a market rate product that still allows those who are going to live there the disposable income to support our additional economic activities and support our local businesses that are here. In addition to the request for the additional funding, we're also looking to clean up basically the documents. Obviously, the project's not going to be completed December of this year. What we're looking at is the extension of the development agreement to allow for the product to be completed. Where we're currently at with that process, we had our conference call with our design team right before we came up. In order for the review process on the construction numbers, they have to be within 45 days. So anyone that has been looking at, that has either bid the project or is looking at bidding, so we can finalize our numbers, we have 45 days to make sure that that takes place. Again, our commitment stands consistent with keeping everything local. A couple of the questions that have come up, I know, is when we look at what that evaluation would be. That's why I led in with the fact that just because the construction cost went up doesn't mean that the value goes up, because the value is assigned based on the income approach, and without increasing the rents, those values are there. And I respectfully request any questions that someone may have. Yes, sir.
So
from your opening statement, I'm assuming you're committed to using local contractors on
Absolutely.
this project.
Absolutely. And I wanted to use this opportunity to reiterate that again, because some time has passed since we had our contractor outreach at Benny's. That was a while ago, and we just want to make sure that the work is local.
Okay. And do you normally require them to have a drug and alcohol testing program?
No, but what we find is through the trades, that's part of the management or the management decision of the employers. We do not, but typically most employers do as part of their safety and OSHA.
Need someone to make a motion then?
How critical is this to your time frame with support of the city?
Very critical. In fact, that's one of the reasons that we're here so quickly on your agenda, is because we want to get that 45-day announcement out there. October 3rd is when we intend to submit our hard numbers for the HUD review. Part of that is, and I want to clarify that just because you hear the word HUD does not mean that's any type of subsidized or income restricted product. It's just it allows us to amortize that debt over a 40-year period as opposed to 30-year. It's part of an insurance program. So as a part of an infomercial, this is an instance where HUD does insure a market rate product, and that's what we have here.
Makes it a Davis-Bacon project as well.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to know that, we do have a number of housing projects going on throughout the city, all of which are important, but I think this one is critical. You can look out here in the audience, you can just about see the downtown partnership and the downtown people. This is not only critical for housing, I think it's critical for the downtown. So it is an extra ask for more money, but I think the results from this is not only going to be supplying housing, I think it's critical to increasing the heartbeat of the downtown area. So it's still a great project.
Councilwoman Allison.
I'll make the motion that we change the agreement and include the additional $500,000 requested.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilmember Gassman?
Yes.
Seeley?
Yes.
McGraw?
Yes.
Detterman?
Yes.
O'Neill?
Yes.
Connell?
Yes.
Allison?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does everyone agree we should probably adjourn the committee of the whole to go into special?
I
I'll
would
make
like
the
to say that the items related to number 2 and number 3 are holding up two processes that I do need to get started that have a long-term impact. It's a 5 Tuesday month, so this would be waiting 2 weeks for those to be considered.
I think we can do one of two things. We can do the committee of the whole or your review. I don't think we can do both.
I just want you to know that this will then be delaying the start of the CIP committee as well as the delay of an issuance of a Parks and Rec master plan RFP, which delays an award and delays start on that.
I
What-
think we wouldn't be doing this justice to run through it.
Well, the CIP, Your Honor, has been the same list with very few additions year after year. It doesn't mean that you are accepting them all. We can have discussions later. It's just directing them to get information on it for us. So I don't think it's a big deal just to pass it and then have further discussion with it at another time.
If we're passing that, is it gonna come back to
Always.
a cow?
Yeah,
So
It's ongoing.
it'll always come
Okay.
back.
there's a committee that actually will get
Yep.
more information than what's in your
Okay.
packet and complete a prioritization.
Yeah, because some of them we'll never do, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
So I'd like to move that forward in just that light.
I'll second it.
Let's get number 2 out of the way. Let's move on.
What are we doing?
Okay, yeah, what do we?
It's the CIP project
Yes.
list, it's just a list, and we can cut and add to it
Oh, yeah.
as the next meetings occur. It's just, it gives them direction to start getting information for us to have further questioning about these.
Can you formalize your motion? You just wanna
I would
forward
just
it?
move it forward, the
Just move it,
CIP
number 2
list
forward?
that we have here, I'd just like to move it forward.
To move it forward to the CIP committee is
Okay.
the next step.
Do we actually take a vote on it?
Yeah.
You had directed me to bring this to the council before starting the CIP process, and so, yeah, I would need a motion to move that forward.
I'm the one that wanted to look at it and make some recommendations. That's why I'm a little leery.
We can still do that, though.
But we can still do that
Yeah.
later. as long as we can do it.
Some you may not like, the committee may throw off.
Yeah,
Some
okay.
you do like, they may keep on or throw
Yeah.
off, but we can always
Yeah.
put them back on.
Yeah, 'cause there, I mean, there's gonna be some on here no one's crazy about, you know.
Okay.
Unless
So
it's
we had
That's
the
true.
we had the motion and second.
Did we have a second?
second.
Discussion.
Yeah.
I did
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Lynn second.
Yeah, yeah.
Roll call vote.
Councilmember Detterman,
I'm gonna vote no.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Gasman.
Yes.
Sealy,
Yes.
McGraw.
Yes.
And now you need the
I
park master
can't
plan,
ish-
that's,
Yeah, I can't
Yes.
issue the RFP until basically you give it your blessing as well, and so, you know, if you wanna delay that for 2 more weeks for discussion, we can, but that's just setting the whole process back by 2 weeks.
And then this is gonna go to the, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board?
A committee.
Yeah, the bids would
committee.
basically go there to a group that consists of members of the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board and
so
staff.
that's all we're
to-
doing is
To make
moving it
to make a
forward.
recommendation
Yep.
to come back to the council for who to secure a contract
We're-
with.
we're
No,
s-
we're- By approving this, you're gonna put out the RFP.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd make the motion to do that.
Second?
Isn't that your project?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, they're both my babies, and
Yeah.
we're just rushing through them.
It'll be all right.
So we got a motion
And
and a
motion is
second.
second, discussion, roll call vote.
Councilmember Gasman.
Yes.
Sealy.
Yes.
McGraw,
Yes.
Detterman,
No,
O'Neill,
No, not in this one, no.
Connell,
Yes. Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
now can we adjourn?
Those were
I'd make
the
I'd make a motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
So we're not doing chickens?
We'll do it next time. Next time.
We'll do them next time.
Is it chicken and everything?
We got a second?
Second.
Cody seconded.
Did he? Okay.
Roll call vote,
Councilmember Gasman.
Yes.
Sealy.
Yes.
McGraw,
Yes.
Detterman.
yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
Committee of the whole is closed.
Need a motion for it, so
Now we are,
we need a motion to close.
what did we vote?
We just
You have to
adjourned.
convene the council meeting first.
Okay, I convene the
Special.
Special.
special, is it a special council meeting?
Yep.
Okay. I adjourn the special council meeting for October 23rd, 2016. Roll call,
August.
August 23rd, 2016.
Councilmember Gasman.
Yes.
Just 1 second, please. Thank you.
Doing roll call?
Councilmember Gasman,
Yes.
Sealy,
Yes.
McGraw,
Yes.
Detterman.
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Allison.
Yes.
Councilwoman Allison.
Your Honor, I vote that we go into closed session for city administrator performance review after election by the city administrator to go into closed section as authorized by section 21.5, parentheses, 1, close parentheses, parentheses, I close parentheses.
Second.
Discussion?
Parentheses.
Discussion? Roll call vote.
Councilmember Sealy,
Yes.
Could we have the city attorney
City
chime in on
attorney.
that?
Yeah.
The exception to the open meetings law is for the review of the competency of an individual under the charge of the council, and therefore it's my opinion that this does fall within the allowance of the law. She has.
In
Say
writing.
that?
Can, where'd we
Councilmember,
were in the middle of roll call.
yes.
Yep. Call the
Councilmember
question.
McGraw,
Yes.
Detterman.
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Connell,
Yes.
Allison,
Yes.
Gasman.
Yes.